They were accused of being irresponsible parents. They were told to go and console themselves and leave the public domain. Like, some people can be very insensitive. This is a family that just lost their 13-year-old. Like, imagine the trauma that they'll be going through. But people still cannot even empathize with them. Instead, they try to blame them for what they don't know about. Hello and welcome once again aboard JulieCity. How are you keeping? I hope you are keeping well and safe. As usual, I'm always excited to be here, and I'm glad you are here. Thank you for tuning in to watch today's video. So this is just a quick update regarding the Chrisland school and the late Whitney. From my previous video, which I would encourage you to make time to watch, that will help you keep up with what has happened up to this date. Since the last time I posted that video, a few things have come up, and of course, Chrisland school, as usual, instead of taking responsibility for what has happened with a child under their care, they play defense and making every other excuse under the sun except taking responsibility. For one, the fact that if you're organizing such a physical event with lots of people gathering, you're meant to provide proper medical facility in case accidents like this happen. When that child slumped, there was no trained medical or medics on ground. Instead of getting the emergency care that she needed, buckets of water was poured over her. She was put into a regular school bus and taken to an unknown hospital. Anyway, like I said, I'll ask you to catch up with that video so that I don't waste so much time trying to make the update. But then Chrislan came up with all of these excuses. They accused the parents of not being adequate in looking after their child. They said the child was a sickly child and that it was as a result of her previous medical history that she collapsed and died. You know, they came up with all sorts of excuses, and of course, some people who are heartless in their way criticized the parents on their parenting skills, even without waiting for proper information. This whole story came online because the parents were not getting the answers that they wanted. They were not getting the truthful answers. And the mom did mention that when she discovered her child, the lips were black, and they said maybe it was cardiac, of which I did address in the other video. They also got calls from students of Chrisland, the school, who actually witnessed what happened. But because of fear, they could not come out to say it exactly. These people declared that Whitney was electrocuted somewhere around the school event shop where they were going to get stuff. But the school is covering. And that actually is something that gets me worried, because I'm thinking, if she was electrocuted, it was an accident. So what is all the cover up for? If they had come out without trying to cover, like the mom said, there were parents who were medical professionals and medically trained who could have given Whitney the first aid that she required, that maybe we won't be here. But they didn't, in their bid to cover up whatever it is they want to cover, which you will get to know at some point. They covered it up and did a shabby thing. At the end of the day, a 13-year-old young child lost her life. The parents had no choice but to go the autopsy route. And I'm so glad that they did, because one thing that is not common among my people back home is the whole concept of autopsy, because people feel like the dead should be respected. But I'm glad. It's important, things like this. You never know. It could also help to save somebody that is alive. Anyway, they did go for the autopsy option after much pleading with Chrisland school to please tell the truth. Even by the mother's account in previous videos, she did mention that one of the teachers or the principal was trying to swear that she didn't die of electrocution, as some of the anonymous calls that was coming to Whitney's mom declared. But guess what? The autopsy is out. Whitney died of electrocution during the inter-house pause. So, strange. Like, it was an accident if she did. Or is there something else we need to know? Why? What was all the cover up? Why put the parents through all of this pain? They could have said it at the beginning. Anyway, Chrisland, every time an incident comes up, you always fall short. And you always fall short in such things you could have actually come out and people would think, oh, it can happen. Chrisland, I don't get it. Why? The duty of care requires you to do certain things and put certain things in place. And if an accident happens, the whole idea of having trained medical team on ground is in case of an accident like this. Okay, you didn't. But when it happened, if the child was electrocuted, an accident, except it was intentional, what was the cover up all about? Why the lies? Why put the parents through all of this torture? All of this heartache and tears? The finances involved and all of that. Anyway, I just thought I would update you. So Whitney actually died not because she was a sickly child, but because Whitney was electrocuted during the inter-house sports and the school didn't think that it was okay to ask for help immediately. And looking at it as a parent, it is sad. The mom was there on ground. The whole manner in which this thing was handled is even what is most heartbreaking. I pray God will console them. I pray they find light in the midst of this darkness. It's sad. And it could be anybody. So those who are quick to throw stones, cursing them and abusing them as being irresponsible parents, look at your life. You see yourself? You see yourself? May her soul rest in peace. And I am glad that the parents are not just going to sweep it under the carpet like people do. I'm glad that they've taken the decision to make sure that justice prevails. And I wish them the very best. Please, people, be careful. And if you have a private school or a company where people gather, please do the right thing so that you don't have to try to cover up when things go wrong. Please put the necessary things in place to safeguard people's children. Please, if you have employees in a company or a place where a lot of people gather at the same time, please don't cut corners. And this is another opportunity. I will say it again. Please stop pouring water on people. When people pass out, the first thing you do is to pour water. Imagine somebody who got electrocuted. Water and electricity. Like, how do they go together? So, you might have even caused more harm than good. Please, it's not every passing out, every collapsing that's calls for buckets of water. In fact, that's not a remedy. Please stop it. Imagine when somebody is being electrocuted, you now pour water on them. Even more people would have passed. It's just like, it's ridiculous. Please stop it. There's no remedy in pouring water on people who pass out or who slump. That is not a solution. And I hope more employers and carers will take time to get staff and students equipped with proper first aid methods instead of bringing all this pouring water situation. It causes more harm than good. Please stop it. God help us. God protect our own. And may Whitney's soul rest in perfect peace. And I pray that the family will find the strength to pursue this to the final conclusion. Till I see you next time, don't forget your health is your wealth.